In today's news headlines, a woman was found washed away by floodwaters. Friends of Miss Beryl Brandt gathered at her gate in Jerusalem, St. Andrew to mourn her passing after she was washed away by floodwaters in the Jerusalem Gully in the community on September 30th. She was found on the next day in the community of Riverton. Miss Bryant, a 77-year-old woman who was washed away by floodwaters in Jerusalem Gully in St. Andrew on Thursday, was found. It was discovered on the afternoon of Friday in the Riverton community, which is also in the parish of St. Andrew. It was stated that her family has been shaken by her sudden passing. It was mentioned that the only good thing about it is that they can put her to rest. Relatives have mentioned that Miss Brandt went to guide her goats out of the gully, which is nearby her house, when she was washed away by the waters. Some persons have described Miss Brandt as a foundation member of the community and have said that she has lived there for over 50 years. They stated that she was never a miserable person, nor a very argumentative one. The curfew that was imposed in Granville, St. James, has been extended. The curfew that was imposed in sections of Granville, St. James was extended until Saturday, October 2. This security measure will remain in effect until 7 p.m. on Saturday. The boundaries of the curfew are north along Gordon Crescent, approximately 180 meters from Granville Drive to Back Street, east along Gordon Crescent, approximately 150 meters from Back Street to the footpath in the vicinity of the playing field at Gutt. South along the footpath in the vicinity of the playing field at Gutt, approximately 170 meters from the eastern boundary to Granville Drive. West along Granville Drive, approximately 160 meters from the southern boundary to Gordon Crescent. It should be noted that during the hours of the curfew, all persons are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized in writing by the ground commander. 4 individuals were hurt during an ambulance collision in Clarendon recently. The 4 occupants of the ill-fated ambulance that was involved in a collision on Thursday morning on the Bustamante Highway in Clarendon are recuperating. The parish manager for the Clarendon Health Services, Mr. Grant, has said that these 4 individuals are making good progress. He said that the nurse who was hurt had CT and MRI scans done and continues to nurse the hurt she received. It was also mentioned that the driver had no life-threatening hurt but suffered damage to his right hand. Grant also shared that the patient was fine and that the porter was released and sent home. The most important thing for them is that life has been preserved. It is natural that they do not want the vehicle to be destroyed because resources are scarce, but they are grateful that neither the patient nor any of the staff lost their lives or encountered any life-threatening illnesses. It has been reported that the ambulance, along with a truck, were traveling in the same direction along the highway when the driver of the truck, who was facing a line of traffic, indicated to make a right turn. While doing so, the ambulance driver reportedly attempted to overtake the line of traffic and had a collision in the left rear of the truck. A policeman has been charged in relation to causing harm to an individual. Constable Michael Garrick was on Thursday placed before the St. Mary Parish Court by way of summons to answer to charges of causing harm. The charges stemmed from an investigation by the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, and a ruling by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Mr. Garrick was charged in relation to causing harm to another police officer. This occurred in Brainerd, St. Mary, on June 24, 2019. According to INDECOM, the complainant was reportedly hit several times with a baton by Mr. Garrick, following his refusal to be searched, in circumstances alleged as a stop-and-search incident. The case is scheduled for mention on October 21st. In further news, a policeman is scheduled to challenge the revocation of his dangerous tools license. Former policeman Shaniel Miller has been granted leave to go to the Judicial Review Court over the revocation of his dangerous tool license. Mr. Miller will be asking the court to quash the decision by the FLA to revoke the permit in April 2019. Supreme Court Judge David yesterday granted Miller leave to apply for judicial review. Miller, who said in his affidavit that he is a night auditor, security trainer, and private investigator, has named the FLA, the Review Board, and the Minister of National Security as respondents in the matter. Miller stated that the license was revoked on the basis that he was no longer fit and proper to be entrusted with a dangerous tool. He next applied to the Review Board and waited for almost 2 years before there was a response in July of 2021 that his appeal was denied. He said he was also informed that the National Security Minister had advised the board to deny his appeal. Miller, who is being represented by Wildman and Pat Moore, have said that his request is that the court should squash the revocation order on the basis that it was procedurally improper, null and void, and of no effect. It was also said that a declaration is being sought that the decision of the minister to accept the recommendation of the review board, which did not give the applicant an opportunity to be heard, is unlawful and null and void. Miller mentioned in court documents that the license was first granted in 2013 and that he had renewed it successfully 3 times. In 2017, he was summoned to the office of the FLA and was interviewed as to his connection with a certain individual. He said upon the conclusion of the interview and a visit to his home, his dangerous tool was returned. It was seized then as a procedure during the investigation. The applicant said in May 2019, he received a letter that his dangerous tool was revoked. He disclosed that in 2011, when he was a policeman, a man who he had arrested in connection with a Shellings incident visited his home. On seeing the uninvited man with a dangerous tool and knowing that the man had mentioned caustic statements to him, he said he pulled his dangerous tool and opened Shellings in the man's direction. They said that when he opened Shellings at the man, he was in fear for his life. INDECOM investigated the 2011 incident and recommended in May 2019 that no serious charges be laid or no departmental action be taken against him, as he acted lawfully. He said in October 2017 he was questioned by the FLA about his connection with a certain man and a woman. He was further questioned about his assets and asked whether he was involved in any illegal activities. The dangerous tool was returned at the end of the interview and he successfully renewed his license in 2018. Mr. Miller said that the license was revoked in May 2019 and he tried to ascertain the reason for the revocation. He said his request was met by silence. The applicant said that he was simply told that he was not fit and proper to be entrusted with a dangerous tool. We would like to extend our condolences to the family of Miss Beryl Brand, who passed away recently as a result of being washed away by flood waters. Thanks for watching and goodbye.